Hey, good evening, everybody. Cory Reny, I'm the Unemployable Counselor, and it's a pleasure to be with you on this crispy Wednesday evening. I'm just going to have a brief video tonight. I just want to touch base. My dog is already excited about it, as you can hear in the background. I just want to talk to you about just a couple different things. I put out a couple of videos lately regarding workplace, in particular gossip and toxicity, right? And how that can impact the workplace. And I've alluded to this, but I haven't said it. So I think I'll just point out the elephant in the room here. I know, Mando. And I'll just tell you, there's no honor among thieves sometimes. What I mean by that is you can work any type of work environment you're in. It's not always going to be smooth, and there's always going to be different personalities trying to work towards what in theory is the common goal, right? The commonality. We're here, all of us are hired to do this particular job, right? Where it gets difficult and where the no honor part comes in is not everybody has the purest intent that perhaps you might have, okay? Not everyone's ethics are the same. Not everybody views a problem the same way. So if you disagree on how to solve a problem, what are some steps you need to do to ensure that doesn't become a problem onto itself, which oftentimes it will. It's like there's two ideas here. You pick one over the other. There's hurt feelings and people are mad because their idea wasn't picked regardless. And it depends on your work environment too. If you're working with people that are just working to come up with solutions, okay. But a lot of times ego and who we think we should be will get in the way of those things. And a lot of times it happens inadvertently, right? A lot of times it could be something that maybe the individuals haven't worked through themselves. A lot of times codependency can kill a lot of things in the workplace, right? Needing to be liked or needing approval or feeling like, no, that's wrong. Only I know the way to do this. Okay, if you're not in a position to have that authority, you can still bring those ideas up, but they're not always going to be accepted. And where it gets bad is if something is declined or something isn't done in a manner that you want it to, oftentimes a few things happen. Number one, in a healthy way, you can voice your concern and say, you know what, I don't appreciate how this was done. I think this is the wrong choice. I realize it's out of my hands, but I get it and I can understand that. It's the policy of the place. Okay. Second, and what I find most often happens is it'll be like, okay, and then the minute they're out somewhere, I'm going to use the term ally building. I said it before, and what that means is that you'll go to your compatriots, your co-workers, and you'll tell them the story of how you got denied something, or I had an idea, but they didn't do it, and they did it because of this, even though that's not the reason. I think it was because of this, but I don't know for sure. Okay, and then from there, it slowly becomes fact, like, oh, they're doing this because of this. Assumptions, without asking, lead to resentment, lead to anger, lead to hate, lead to the dark side, if you're a fan of Star Wars, right? And that's what happens in the workplace. Then all of a sudden, it's like anytime something comes up, and if it happens again, then it's like you got shot twice. Oh, I can't believe this is going. And then, like I said, it spoils and it jumps, and the next thing you know, you have a toxic work environment. And we've all been there. I've been there. Like, we've all had situations like that come up where it's like, what the hell just happened here? Okay? Then yeah. And I mean, like, these are tips that kind of help in the workplace, because if you're working anywhere you want it to be successful, if you don't like the way people are working or the way management leads or the mandate of the place or whatever, as long as you're honest and have integrity with what you're saying to people, and you bring that across like that, instead of, again, the reference previous video, if you're running around and not addressing the issue, but gathering everybody else to help, right? Oh, no, look, everybody thinks this now. Well, why? Because I've been telling people I think this is like it is. I don't know for sure, but this is what I think's happening. And then all of a sudden that becomes fact. And then there's no integrity and there's no truth to it. Or there might be a truth, but it's a kernel buried under your perception and what you want to happen. Because there's an axe to grind maybe, or there's some sort of barrier that you would see as perceiving you from hitting your next step, whatever it is. Somebody is in your way. There's ambition and there's malicious intent. Sometimes that's a blurry line, okay? And having integrity in those situations. And I mean, it can be anyone. I worked in certain situations where there's been all kinds of stuff happening, and we all have. That's the work environment. These are the pieces that move inside that engine that I referred to in another video. If something's not working in that engine, it impacts the entire vehicle. This is the same premise, okay? If you don't have integrity in the workplace and handle things appropriately, this kind of shit is always going to follow you around. And it's going to be multiple places, multiple things, and and all of a sudden you've been in the field, you've been working in whatever it is, chosen profession for 2 years or whatever the case may be, 10 years, and you have 10 jobs. Because that stuff will follow you around. And in any business, all you have is your reputation. And when it's tarnished, or if people take shots at you just to take shots at you, there's no honor in that. So I mean, all I'm saying is, if you're in a work environment, protect yourself, be honest, be you. Okay, if there's an issue, even Mando agrees, if there's an issue, bring it up in a positive, healthy way, as opposed to sitting back and resenting, and that builds up. And like I said, man, fear turns to hate, hate turns to the dark side, and that's where we're at. So sometimes there's just no honor among thieves unless you make it a point to ensure that there is. Okay? It was a short video that turned into a longer one. Almost 7 minutes. I'm Cory Reny, the Unemployable Counselor. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Say hi to your parents for me. And remember, just be kind to each other, man. We're all in this together. And just look out for one another. Peace, love, and I'll catch you on the flip side.